Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exceptional episode of the Pitchside.
Of late, you can already teary eyes, man.
Kimango hetang.
Scala too much. Scala too much.
Why, man?
Tata love lives here. Nina Nyakotola.
Rara, please. I can get your petty sunglasses, lady glasses. Kino wanna get a so.
Oh, I saw her got all. Gentlemen, are you well?
No, regretly, Luna.
Yeah, continuing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played first group game of the Champions League against Maniema Union. Goalless draw.
What a test it was.
Yeah.
I think it showed us what's coming in terms of the game models, in terms of how we should apply ourselves in matches of that nature. I was there's so many positives that I saw happening. One is we created so many chances.
Yeah.
Not clear chances.
Yeah.
But the chances that a Champions League will give you, a Champions League match will give you, and that was a typical Champions League match where they will allow you to have position in some moments, and in some moments they are aggressive. They will wanna interrupt what you build. Ripero for me on the day wanted.
Yeah.
He's happy, man. I wish I can understand how he feels.
Number 10. Number 10.
He loves this football, shame, and you can tell that he plays freely.
Yeah.
He's what's the way where he innovative. He's
very innovative. Yeah.
Can see in front of the box. Yeah, I can get Pila on GP's town. So he's got the movement in front of the box, and I was so happy to see a player who played with a lot of excitement.
I like the fact that even the teammates are starting to understand the kind of player he is, and what he can do when given that a platform, and you can see the trust that comes. There are times where he's one of the few players that the team is confident to pass him in tight areas, because he can find his way out
100%
and make sure that he takes the team from one stage of the field to the other, and then we know he's got that killer pass, and the players are aware of his abilities, and I concur with Skipper, because coming from the weekend and being able to, I saw him running like never. I was even surprised. I didn't think he would finish the 90 with the tempo he was moving, and he maintained it. It shows that he wants to score. I don't know how many times he hit the post this season
with that
and that try. So it's one of the great things that it's so beautiful to watch a person who's playing with passion
and the emotions. I like that.
We saw 6 changes to the lineup, and we also heard the coach talk about the number of games that guys have been playing. He's just seeing the drop in performance in terms of fatigue starting to creep in, because it's a short space of time to play that many games and high intensity games at that. So speaking on the 2 Bafana games coming into the final and there's traveling.
I agree in terms of there are too many games that, especially if you're having a group of players that are key to your team, not only to your team but also to the national team as well. It reminds me of when we were playing. We had no time to rest. You have to be at the national team. When you come back, we would move straight from the airport, straight to training, from training straight to camp. And that takes a lot out of, not only physically but even mentally, because you always need that room to reset. And when you are playing for Bafana, when you are playing week in, week out, every 2 days, you've got to balance the league games, you've got to balance Champions League, you've got to balance the national team. You also have to have room, which is much limited, of having your own time with yourself, with your family, and everybody who your friends, and you don't have that reset space. It becomes difficult to keep up. Because everyone wants to see you going down. You're too good that you're not only fighting yourself to rest, you're also fighting emotions of other people who don't want you to succeed.
100%.
So it becomes a pull. I think this guy one time he had over 60 games in a season.
But modest.
But it's because of the responsibility that you're carrying for when you are a player, a big team. Certain things you do them, it's no longer about you. You do them because you have to deliver for the team, and the responsibility of the team. Sundowns, you have to win all the time. And as you're in the process of winning, when you say in the business of winning football matches, it takes a lot out of players. It takes a lot of emotions of the players, because you have to be present all the time. There's no off day when you're playing for a big team. And every match, it's got its own challenge, unfortunately. As you say, the reset button then is when you're pressing that reset button of adjusting to every different opposition that you're facing. But in that, it's the adrenaline that carries us. You football players want to be on that green. They want to make sure that they play more games and they get better with it. Sometimes you play these matches for the people that are coming to come and watch the match.
More than anything else, right?
There's so many matches that we played, and Sugar all attest to that. We don't even remember how we played them, but we remember the outcome.
100%.
And it was just adrenaline that carried us to the next game.
It's like with Debza. You can see that he loves to be in the field. He just enjoys playing, and he enjoys being given that responsibility
to go play.
And he delivers. When you give him that, even under pressure, you see a player like that. It pushes. It's what we're saying, that the adrenaline. You don't even recognize if you've played too many games, because your heart is in the field. If you did not do well in this game, you are the first one to want to be in the field and correct it. That's what you go through.
Skipper, what would you say in that season where you played 60 games or so? What do you think, or what would be your advice? What do you think is the secret to being able to get through that many games in a season? Because now there's a lot of science that is coming into play, and also I think once you start to speak to people, they start to believe some of the things. So if I tell you that you're tired for long enough, you'll start believing it.
I'll tell you what, in my career I was never fresh because of the matches that I played, and I came to terms with that, that I will have to play so many matches because I've been that player that showed them that they can trust me. And when you're in that position, I did mention in the previous statement that it's no longer about you. What you are given is the responsibility to deliver to the team. And when you step on the field, the responsibility becomes bigger. It's no longer about what I do best, and it's what the team requires out of me. And it gets to a point where I already knew that when my boys sees me, they get a comfort to say that guy is there. He will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in that match, I'll keep those. I'll make sure that all the things that they want me to do, especially the dirty side of the game, which some of my boys were not so braver to do, which is to put your leg there where Sugar would put tiger lines, do the dirty side of the game. But I was willing to do that for the boys, and it was just a nice feeling to know that during the struggle, my struggles became their success, because when he sees me, he gets comfort. I don't know how, but he was just himself whenever I'm around.
Makes sense.
So that means I cannot be selfish now. He knows I will sleep more than like a crazy man. I will sleep from here to
anywhere you get a chance.
I broke a record by sleeping from here to Istanbul. Remember that trip? It's because I knew that I had to rest, because
He's
I
got
was-
the res-
I
that was
got
the time to rest.
responsibility.
Understand.
Yeah.
What he's saying is true, because once your teammates trust you,
Yes.
even when we see that you're not yourself, we are there to cover the mistakes that you could possibly make,
Yeah.
and then it's not visible.
Yeah.
Once the team is well oiled,
Yeah.
you look at when Tapelo makes that run. to the
Yes.
front.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna get there,
Yeah.
and you know he's going to play it at the right pace at the right time.
Yeah.
When a defender is a winger is attacking,
Yeah.
you know that Kuliso, you can't beat that guy.
No.
There is a trust.
Yeah.
When when we're under pressure in the box,
Yeah.
you know that Ronza will give you that option. You can
Yeah.
always run to him. So when the team, it doesn't matter how many games you play, as long as the team is able to understand the character,
Yeah.
and you also know your responsibility,
Yeah.
it becomes easier for a person to play many games.
And that comes with the number of games that you play
played together.
And like he says, certain passes I will never even have to look at him,
Yeah.
because
you know.
he has to be there.
Yeah.
If he's not there,
It's the chemistry, the brotherhood,
the
the
chemistry,
consistency.
The
No,
chemistry.
yeah, go
You see
to
that?
it.
It's
Go
a
to
single
chemist.
mixer,
the chemical chemistry.
Gents, you've always spoken about the importance of winning at home at Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, to start off at home with a draw, that means when we do go away, we need to go full force.
Yeah.
I think it's still group stage,
Yeah,
and the fact that we didn't concede also plays a role.
yeah,
It gives us a buffer. in
Yeah.
a way. Because now in the group stages, it's still the first game, but it puts pressure in a sense of you are Mamelodi Sundowns.
Uh-huh.
When you are Mamelodi Sundowns, you have to make sure, because the whole continent expects to see you in the next round, and nobody wants to draw Mamelodi Sundowns. But when we don't start as well as we wanted, you are giving hope to people who actually were afraid of you. So we then have to pull up our socks.
Yeah.
Yes. Draw at home. It's not a bad result,
Yes.
but it's not a good result for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns, it's not a good result.
Yeah, because the benchmark
the
is higher.
benchmark is
Yeah.
there. You
Yeah.
set the bar yourself.
Yeah.
It's not. You're the one who pushed yourself to that
100%.
standard. Last season, you finished the whole group stages without a loss.
Yeah.
That sends a message. So you need to live up. To get to the top is easy. To stay
Definitely, you've heard the even the opposition's coach to say, if you told me that I'd get a point from Sundowns, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
So the bar has been set very high
Yeah.
for guys to achieve.
I could see the celebration after the match.
Yeah.
The guy has achieved something that he never
Thought he would.
Yeah.
But it was also amazing to see the players from the opposition asking to take photos
Yeah, but
with
I mean,
the
you,
Club World Cup.
you just said
Guys
it.
going to the Club World Cup.
You just said it, or the bar
bar
is
is
there. And
there.
it's because of the good things that you keep doing in this competition.
Yeah, indeed.
And you will get recognition everywhere, and it's because of the good job that
That
the
you do.
players and the coaches, of course, have done over these seasons. So it's the maintenance now,
Yeah.
more than anything. We need to make sure that we get back into that beast mode of always competing to win football matches.
100%.
And it started last night, where we could have wrap it up and make sure that we push a little bit. Okay, of course, we created so many chances. It was just that match that unfortunately we couldn't
The
hit
ball
the back
just
of the net.
refused to go in.
But I think with the performance of that nature,
Yeah.
you in the Champions League, you home and dry. I think you could qualify if we continue to play like that.
That
Because
100%.
because the Champions League, you don't have to allow the opposition to
Come.
sniff your box a lot.
We were lucky. You
we
saw
were
the
lucky
post.
with the post, because the team that you thought you were in control. I didn't mention the other thing. I said the Champions League, they give you false hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will give you false hope. They think you're in control.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Come second half, it's a different team you're facing.
Make sure when you're still in control, score goals.
Yeah.
It's a game of goals, and
100%.
it has shown us over the years.
100%. Gents, we shift our focus now back to PSL football. We're playing Sekokune, and they just lost 3-1.
To TX Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerata, how Sundowns players they can just switch from one competition
to the
another.
next competition.
And it sounds so easy, eh?
But it's
It sounds
something
so
else.
easy,
Yeah.
it's something else.
And the approach is always different.
Of course.
Yeah.
You heard Skipper just now speaking about how in Champions League you need to be people can wait for you and wait for that opportunity to strike. Yet in the PSL, then now you come to a different space because they're coming to a place where they want to be. They are playing a team that most players wants to be at Sundowns. So there's an extra energy, an extra motivation that comes in. And you know that when Mamelodi Sundowns plays, everyone wants to try their best to make sure that Mamelodi Sundowns doesn't win. You get tired of seeing us win. So it becomes a game where, as players, you have to have that mental strength.
Yeah.
Like a mental strength. In that team.
In that team.
Who wants, and
Emotions
and you know, show us why they should have been here.
Yeah.
Why we made a mistake. You know, they will want to prove and make sure that they want to
extra energy comes in.
The motivation, and I'm sure it will be very interesting to see how my boys immediately switch from a Champions League match to a league match, because it's important that this is the match that you need to win quickly for the next round when it comes, because that's when, you know, difficult matches are coming.
Indeed.
The knockout stages of the Champions League.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you just look at the different competitions that our boys have played. They were in Bafana, came back, went to play the Cup, the Carling final, came back, they played the Champions League. Now they're playing in a space of 2 weeks.
Yeah. So like a month now.
Yeah, different tournaments,
Yeah.
and all of them you're expected to do well. And you're expected to live up to your standard. That's the magnitude of responsibility these boys have.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot
to
of
carry.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you understand.
So ngadi code no
Facebook.
So gents, going into this game, do we change our lineup or do we start with the same team that we played? Because it's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah. You know?
The demands of the game are different.
You've got
already
coach.
Yeah.
So comfortable. This chair is so comfortable. The
You've
man
got-
who's stressing has to put those boys there.
Yeah.
And they are not 11, only 11, unfortunately.
Superstars.
And you're talking about quality all round. So you have to come out with a line of 11 that has to win football matches.
Sure.
And it's good. It's a good stress.
Yeah.
Although it's very stressful.
Is it a good stress?
Yeah, it's a good stress because you know you've got the
Rather have
capability.
options than no options.
Yeah, you've got
My
options.
stress must be which one of the best am I picking,
Okay, good stress.
rather than
Then not I must play you because I have to. No, you've got if you want to rest
So a good stress must come with
good results.
that.
it's
That's
that's the truth. It's the
That's what I'm
truth.
talking about, my guy.
Yeah.
So you've got players. If you've got it's the stress that we have, unfortunately or fortunately, that our players are national team players. You've got Peter Shalulile in the national team of Namibia. You've got Divine in the national team of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You've got 8 players
In the Bafana team.
In the Bafana team, and you've got others who are coming back into the team who are also national team players. So
And they're knocking on the door as well of getting into the
They
national
want to
team.
play.
on top of that, you've got players like Lebo Mabue. You've got players like Mkulise. You've got players who can easily raise up their hands and deliver. So it's a good stress.
It's
Although
not a good stress.
One guy once said you have an
Embarrassment of riches.
Okay.
Hey! What's the embarrassment of riches?
Later, guy called you. Go Facebook.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Ke mang GP Town I suddenly saying again.
I know you guy.
Ke saying mang?
Saint Peters.
Oh, okay. I need to check if I hope high school.
Please, and put overs.
Somebody the bench.
Uh-huh.
Prefect leader.
You know what I mean?
Gents, your score predictions for the game.
I'd love to see us winning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should just say, my boys, go out there and get 3 points.
All right.
I'm dealing with 3 points going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I say 3 goals.
Mm.
We're gonna score 3
3
goals.
points, 3 goals.
Yeah.
All right.
We need to score the goal to revive the confidence of our front line,
Yes.
so that when they are on song, if one goes in, A5 can go.
Yeah.
If
You know
the
the
first
story.
one can go in, A5 can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
My guy, thank you so much. And Konja weight of the day, king.
Yellow is your color.
How you gonna love it?
Yellow is your color. Yeah, no,
Young bright and
How?
Okay.
How smart, man.
It would be injustice for us not to recognize the numbers of supporters that came on
100%.
on a midweek. I was so happy.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful, and I
We'll
like
always
the way
stand
they-
behind the team.
Yeah,
Always,
the
no matter
supporters,
what.
by hook or crook.
They have a Masandawana.
Ke Masandawana ka nnete.
Yeah.
Ke Masanda o ka re ke tla ba joina ka mo scoopung ka mo ke nyaka go le isha bafana ba ka ke le first group se le gutlung.
Naves sala dula go stand ma.
O phela go.
Ke a lwe.
Ha o le VIP no. Ke go bone ba o shoota go TV mo la go boxing ena ya di-suit.
When?
Ba
O dutse o itse.
o keep serious.
Never days.
Mamela o smile o smile o dutse kwa o itse.
What do you mean?
Shota
O le
fela
kgoanyana.
ka. Shota fela ka.
Naves.
Hey,
Re tlo go screenshot no.
Oh, really?
Re tlo go se ya ka
Okay.
rena lo go lebella mo
Hey,
difounung
this,
gore tla.
yeah, this technology.
Ha o smile mo la ke re di mane a smile. Tshwana se re ntse smile sa go.
Ne ke apere suit.
ya.
Ne ke apere suit. Yeah,
Mm.
suit. I heavy suit too.
Ke o imela.
Yeah.
Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us your comments. Come to the stadium, Scoop who's singing. Let's all see you guys there. We are the Pitchside Podcast.
Masandawana forever.